We're live here in Lawrenceburg, where at 4 o'clock today, officials pulled a body from water here. Now, we're told that it was a man. If you guys take a look at video that we gathered for you earlier today, we know that at 10:30 this morning, a passerby noticed a man asking for help, screaming for help, that was just floating in the water. So officials tell us that he had a flotation device or was on a flotation device. They wouldn't specify if he was on it, if he was wearing it. They just said that he had a flotation device. His body was found in this area, not far from where he went in. They believe that he may have gotten caught in an eddy, and that's why he didn't float down the river. So right now, investigators say that calls have not come in for a missing person, so they're not sure who this man is. That's the work of the coroner. In Lawrenceburg, Ken Baker, Fox 19 Now.
So this is breaking right now. Once again, the Sheriff's Office is holding a press conference on the body found in the Ohio River. We're going to listen in for just a moment.
Just after 10:30 of a individual that was struggling in the water. The report came from some witnesses that were up here on shore. Some assistance was provided, but the individual ultimately ended up going under the water, and then a search was conducted based off of witness statements. At this point, we can confirm that an individual has been located, but that's all the information we have on that part of it.
Is it a man, you can confirm?
We can confirm an individual has been located, yeah. The report was a male in the water.
Any idea yet what kind of flotation device he was on or how he got to this area of the Ohio River?
We don't have any of that information at this point. At this point, like I said, the only thing that we know is that there was an individual that was in the Ohio River, but how he got there, we don't have that information at this point.
If he were on a flotation device, how could he go under?
So just because you have a flotation device, a lot of it just boils down to, are you wearing it properly? Is it a flotation device that is appropriate for the size of person or individual you are? And, because it could be one that's rated for an individual, lesser weight than you, or somebody where it doesn't fit. So say if you need a small and you wear like a large, it could, pop off or come off in that aspect of it. So the report was there was some type of flotation device, but we have not confirmed what that was.
So was he wearing it or on the flotation?
No, the report was that there was just flotation device around him in the water. Not wearing it, but it was around him.
Did you find it? Have you found one?
We have not found anything.
Okay, so it wasn't like a log or something that he was
It was not a
clinging
log.
to.
It was just some type of flotation device is what they said. Whether it be a raft or a tube, we don't know.
A lot of snags in the river, huh?
There is a lot of debris, yeah.
What about, where would the investigation go from here to try and figure out how he got into the water? Could it have been someone, I know barges go through here all the time, that maybe just fell off the barge. They don't change shifts for every 6 to 8 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah, so at this point, an autopsy will be conducted to figure out, what the ultimate cause of death was, and then also figure out and identify who the individual was, and then just start backtracking and figuring out how he got in this location.
Has anyone from the area said they're missing someone, like as far as, is he local here?
We have not had a report of a missing individual.
Chief, can you talk a little bit more about the search itself and how you went about locating it? I know you were there, that you went downriver a little bit, you brought in extra resources, dive teams, kind of the resources, what you used, and how you ultimately found the
And I'm so sorry, Chief, do you mind stepping just a little bit further forward? There you go, thank you.
So we used water rescue, Dearborn County Water Rescue, Lawrenceburg Fire Department dispatched their boats initially. Our boat, Lawrenceburg Fire Department boat, was on the water within 5 minutes, on the scene within 10. We used our side sonar scans to check the banks, to start checking and working our ways out. With the underload and the debris in the river, we got a lot of false readings. So we had to kind of get those false readings confirmed or denied. And then ultimately, as they moved their way back up to where he was initially sighted, a little farther out in the river is where he was located.
How was he located? Was he located by a diver? Was he located by sonar?
The ultimate, yes, a diver did go underneath the water and locate him, but the initial was by utilizing that side scan to find a object that appeared to be similar in nature to a person, and then using divers to, like he said, either confirm or deny. Like I said, at this point, we confirmed and located an individual.
Is it unusual that it was found near where he went in? I mean, the water is moving, so why?
So close to shore, and it just depends. A lot of times up around shore, you get something called like an eddy, where the water actually kind of backwashes back on itself, and it creates stagnant water where it's not drawing down. So once you get farther out, in this case into the river channel, that current's going to be a lot stronger. In this case, it was closer to shore where that current wasn't as strong.
And when he was found, did he have that flotation device with him?
I I can't confirm at this point.
You mentioned earlier that people saw him struggling, and that somebody tried to assist him. Were those the people who called? Did they try to help him at first? Is that what you were saying?
It was.
Yeah, there were.
It was bystanders on that were walking up here along the top
Right.
of the levee. They had saw him down struggling, heard him. They went down. Of course, it's not easy to get to the bank from here.
And tonight, hurdles are being cleared here in Goshen for those victims of the tornado. What's being done to help them recover? That's ahead. Yeah, Trisha, Rob, so the board says they've been looking on Facebook, getting calls from people, those victims of the tornado. They say they're fighting with their insurance companies, having to spend a lot of money to recover. So what the city did is they're stepping in, they're cutting fees, and also eliminating some of that paperwork so that people can rebuild more quickly. Day by day, recovery is happening here in Goshen after that tornado rolled through just 2 weeks ago. Luann McKinney grew up in this home. While she's grateful that her house did not take major impact, her backyard did.
You know, dragging their feet a little bit on some of the repairs, saying that the pool should not cost what it's going to cost to repair the pool. The fence, they're saying they want to depreciate the value of my fence.
Some pains she says she is experiencing from her insurance company, and because of stories like McKinney's and all the other people who were impacted, Goshen Township trustees are loosening restrictions when it comes to rebuilding.
It's just, we want to make it as easy as possible for them.
Effective immediately, application fees for building permits for both commercial and residential are dropped. People are allowed to live in RVs and campers on their property while their homes are being rebuilt and repaired. And questions and details when it comes to rebuilding have been relaxed to speed up the process. To be clear, everyone still has to fill out and apply for permits and follow code.
And even though they're going to get insurance, they don't have that right now. So we want to make sure that it's easy for them to get back to some sort of normalcy.
As for the town's firehouse, which we know took a significant amount of damage and can't be used for now.
So we are tearing part of it down, the part that has actually been designated as destroyed. There was some asbestos in it, so we're having to go through that process as well.
So right now you're taking a live look at that fire department that was hardest hit. If you guys have been with us while we were covering this storm, we talked about this being one of the focal points of that tornado. So the part you're looking at here is going to be torn down. This part is the part that has the asbestos inside. And so they won't know if they can use this firehouse until all this is cleared out. And then the guys are going to go in, the building code inspector, and see if they can work with the other half. Right now all the equipment's gone. They've moved everything to another level, so we're just going to continue to watch this and see what happens. Back to you, Trisha and Rob.
All right.